Hi, welcome once more to Mr. Max. In this lesson, we are going to revise from the topic from November 2016 sequence and series questions. Okay, November 2016 sequence and series, that is question number 2 and 3. Okay, so listen very carefully. November 2016 question number 2 and 3 sequence and series. So let's start. Question number 2. Given the finite sequence 5, 1, minus 3, etc., minus 83, minus 87. So there is an arithmetic sequence given. Okay, and what is that arithmetic sequence? 5, then 1, minus 3, etc. And here there is another term minus 83 and minus 87. So there is an arithmetic sequence given like this. What is arithmetic sequence means? You can find a common difference. Am I right? So here what is the common difference? How can you find the common difference here? What is the first question? Write down the fourth term of the sequence. Okay. So here what is the common difference here? How can you find the common difference? Here this is here you can see this one is first term, this is the second term, this one is the third term. Okay, and common difference second term minus first term. Am I right? Okay, so here second term 1 minus first term 5. So what is 1 minus 5? If you don't know, you can check in your calculator. 1 minus 5, that is minus 4. Okay, now just check once more. T3 minus T2, you are supposed to get the same answer. What is that? Minus 3 minus 1. T3 minus T2. So it is there also, it is minus 4. So now you can see that the common difference is minus 4. Okay. Now let's move to the first question, 2.1. Question number 2.1. What is that question? Write down the fourth term of the sequence. You have to write the fourth term. Here this is the first term, second term, third term, and what is the term here? Fourth term. Okay. So how can you find the fourth term, guys? Look at this one. 5 minus 4, that is 1. 5 minus 4, what is the answer? 1. 1 minus 4, that is minus 3. So what is the next term? Here also you know that the next one also it's going to be the common difference is going to be minus 4 because this is an arithmetic sequence. That means the common differences are the same. Okay, so here the common difference is going to be minus 4. So how can I find this term? Minus 3 minus 4. Okay, so here don't misunderstand like this. Actually this is not a minus. We are supposed to add 5 plus minus 4. This one 5 plus minus 4. So 5 plus minus 4 is 5 minus 4, and that is how we got 1. Okay, then the next term, how can you find a minus 3? 1 plus minus 4. Okay, so it is 1 minus 4, and that is minus 3. Okay, so next term is minus 3 plus minus 4. So that is minus 3 plus minus is minus 4. Minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7. So it means that the fourth term is minus 7. T4 is equal to minus 7. Okay. Now if you want to find the fifth term, what you are supposed to do? Minus, now the term is minus 7. So here the common difference is the same, minus 4. So it is minus 7 plus minus 4. So it is minus 7 plus minus is minus 4. So it is minus 7 minus 4 is minus 11, like that. You understand? Okay. Okay. So anyway, that is the question. Fourth term is minus 7. Now let's move to the next question. Question number 2.2. What is question number 2.2? Calculate the number of terms in the sequence. So here in this sequence you have to find how many terms are there. What is the meaning of that? Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc, 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 like that. It's going, and here minus 83, minus 87. The last term is minus 87. So up to there, up to this minus 87, how many terms are here? You understand? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc, etc. There are some terms here. Okay, so don't forget that one. Up to minus 83, minus 87. So up to there, how many terms are there? That is the question. Okay, so how can you find this answer? T2, how many terms are there? So you know it is given in the question that this one is an arithmetic sequence. Am I right? Okay, so in an arithmetic sequence, how can you find the nth term? You know the nth term formula, Tn is equal to, what is the arithmetic sequence nth term formula? A plus n minus 1 into d. This formula you studied in small class. Am I right? Okay, so Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So here what is this n stands for? The number of terms. Okay, and what is this Tn stands for? The nth term or last term or general term. Okay, all are the same thing, Tn. So here, do you know the last term? Yes, here the last term is given in this question, minus 87. So instead of this Tn, we can write it as minus 87. What is Tn stands for? What is Tn stands for? Nth term or last term or general term. Okay, all are the same thing, it's the same Tn. So here the last term is minus 87. Okay, so minus 87 is equal to a plus, what is the first term? A stands for the first term, so it is 5 plus n minus 1 into d. D stands for the common difference, it is minus 4. So here to avoid mistake, look at how I wrote the minus. Don't write it is minus 4. Maybe when you write your exam, there's a chance to make mistake. Then next step you think that this is minus 4. No, this is multiplication. Can you see that? Okay, bracket stands for multiplication. That is why I wrote this minus there on top. Okay, anyway, so here how can I find the value of n from there? Let's take this 5 to this side. So it is minus 87 minus 5 is equal to, then let me write this minus 4 here on in front. Okay, minus 4 into n minus 1 is the same thing. Okay, minus 4 into n minus 1 or n minus 1 into minus 4. So both are the same thing. Okay, now here what is minus 87 minus 5? Check in your calculator. Minus 92. Right, let me write this answer here. Okay, and this one here. Okay, so here minus 4 times n minus 1. So now look at this. What is this bracket stands for? Multiplication. So if I want to take this minus 4 to the other side, it is division. So n minus 1 from here, n minus 1 is equal to minus 92 divided by, because here it is multiplication. That is why if I take this one to the other side, it is division, divided by minus 4. So take in your calculator, what is answer for this one? Therefore n minus 1 is equal to, what's answer? 23. So n minus 1 is equal to 23. So what is n from there? Minus 1 on the other side, it is plus 1. So it is 23 plus 1, that is 24. Minus 1 on the other side, it is plus 1. So 23 plus 1 is 24. So how many terms are there? There are 24 terms in this sequence. You understand? Okay. So that is question number 2.2. Now let's move to the next question, 2.4. Okay, let's move to the next question, question number 2.3. Question number 2.3. What is that question? Calculate the sum of all the negative numbers in the sequence. You have to find the sum of all the negative numbers. So here total how many terms are there? Don't forget. Total how many terms are there? Previous question. We know that there are total 24 terms. Okay, now what is this question? You have to find the sum of all the negative terms. So here look at this one. 5 is a positive number, 1 is a positive number, -3 negative number. Can you see that? So what is the next term? Previous question we got next term is -7, next term is -11. Am I right? Okay, is etc 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 is going like that. Okay, now where the negative numbers are starting, it's from this -3. Can you see that? -3, -7, -11, -4, -15, -19, difference is 4. Okay, so it's going up to like that, -83, -87. So the negative numbers are starting from here. Can you see that? From -3. That means out of these 24 numbers, we have to avoid 2 numbers, because that is positive numbers. What is the question? They want to find the sum of all the negative numbers. That means they just want to find the sum of -3, -7, -11, etc. All of that are negative numbers up to -87. The sum of this one. So how many terms are here in this sequence? We know that here in this sequence we already got there are 24 terms from the previous question. Okay, so from that 24 terms, here you can see that 2 terms are positive, so we have to avoid that one. So in this new sequence, how many terms are there? 24 minus 2, that is 22 terms. You understand? So we have to find the sum of these 22 terms in this question. Okay, so we know that this is an arithmetic sequence. What is the formula to find the sum of an arithmetic sequence? Sn. There are 2 formulas you studied. One formula is this one. Sn is equal to n over 2 into this formula. It is better to by heart. 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is one formula to find the sum of an arithmetic sequence. Am I right? Okay. There is one more formula you studied. What is that formula? Sn is equal to, there is another formula like this. Sn is equal to n over 2 into a plus l. You remember this formula? What is a stands for? First term. What is l stands for? Last term. L stands for the last term. N means number of terms. Okay, so you can use this formula when you know the first term and the last term. Here a stands for the first term. We know our first term is -3, and L stands for the last term. We know it is last term is -87. So it's easy to, if you want to use this formula, you can use, no problem, you will get the same answer. Okay, but it's easy to get the answer if you use this formula in this question. So you have to remember both the formulas, guys. Okay, so I'm using the first formula. So in this question, so n over 2 into a plus l. Okay, so here Sn, how many terms are here? Not 24, it is only 22, because we avoided these 2 terms. Okay, because that are positive terms. So it is S22 is equal to n, number of terms, 22 divided by 2 into a, first term, it is -3. Why I didn't take this first 5? Because they want the sum of the negative terms. Negative terms start from -3. That is why first term is -3 plus last term, that is -87. So here this is 11 times -3 plus minus is -87. Check in your calculator what is answer for that one. It is in your calculator, what's answer? -990. Am I right? You have to check in your calculator. -990. So it means that the sum of all the negative terms in that sequence is -990. Okay, so that is question number 2.3. Okay, Now let's move to the next question, 2.4. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 2.4. Question number 2.4. What is that question? Consider the sequence 5, 1, minus 3, etc. minus 83, minus 87, again etc. minus 4187. So it's the same sequence, but they continue that sequence from minus 87 up to where minus 4187. So it means that there is a sequence like this: 5, 1, then 1 minus 4. What is the next term? Minus 3, etc. Okay, now there is minus 83, minus 87. Again they continue this one up to minus 4187. You see that? Okay, so this sequence 5, 1, minus 3, etc. minus 83, minus 87, somewhere in the middle. Okay, again etc. up to where? Up to minus 4187. Now the last term is minus 4187. Okay, now what you have to find? Determine the number of terms in this sequence that will be exactly divisible by 5. You have to, in this sequence, you have to find how many terms are exactly divisible by 5. So what is the meaning of that? How can you find that one? If a number is exactly divisible by 5, what is the meaning of that? How can you find that number? 5 exactly divisible by 5 divided by 5 is 1, so exactly divisible. Okay, then next one, 10 is exactly divisible. Am I right? 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, then 15 exactly divisible because 15 divided by 5 is 3. Am I right? 20 exactly divisible. 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. You see that all these numbers are exactly divisible by 5. So if a number is to be exactly divisible by 5, then the last term or the unit term must be either 0 or 5. You know that from small class. Am I right? Okay, so from primary class itself, if a number to be divisible by 5 means the last number must be 0 or 5. Am I right? Okay, now look at this sequence, our sequence. Here 5 is divisible by 5. Am I right? 5 divided by, or we wrote it here, 5 divided by 5, we know that it is 1. It is divisible by 5. So I'm going to create another sequence here, okay, that are exactly divisible by 5. So here 5, first number is 5, that is divisible by 5. Okay, now don't forget that here what is the common difference? It is minus 4. From the previous question, do you remember we wrote the common difference as minus 4. So how can you get this one? 5 minus 4, that is 1. Okay, then 1 minus 4, that is minus 3. Minus 3 minus 4, that is minus 7. But next term is, here we know that the next term is minus 7. Is that minus 7 exactly divisible by 5? No. Okay, then next term after minus 7, it is minus 7 minus 4 minus 11, but that minus 11 is also not divisible by 5. Am I right? Next term minus 11 minus 4 minus 15, but that minus 15 is divisible by 5 because the last term is 5. Okay, so the next term is minus 15. Do you understand? Okay, so then you just add 4 to that number to get the next term. Okay, so after minus 15, it is minus 15 minus 4 minus 19. No. Okay, then minus 19 minus 4, that is minus 23. No, it's not divisible by 5. Okay, minus 23 minus 4, minus 27, it's not divisible. Minus 27 minus 4 minus 31, it's not divisible by 5. Minus 31 minus 4 minus 35, yes, it is divisible by 5. So after this minus 15, next term is divisible by 5 is minus 35. Do you understand? Okay, so now etc, 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 etc. Now here the last term minus 4187, is it divisible by 5? No, because the last term is 7, so it is not divisible by 5. So we have to find what is the previous term that is divisible by 5. Okay, so minus 4187, what is the previous term? That means the four numbers before that. Okay, so how can you find that one? Look at this one, guys. So here how do you get this one? 5 minus 1, am I right? Okay, 5 minus 4, that is minus 4. Okay, then 1 minus 4, minus 3 minus 4, that is how you are getting the next term. Okay, so 5 minus 4 is 1, 1 minus 4 is minus 3, minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7. So how can I find to this side? Look at this one. For example, 1 plus minus 4. So what I'm trying to say is, here our sequence is 5, 1, minus 3, minus 7, etc. Okay, so how can I get this number? I know that the common difference is minus 4. Am I right? Okay, so how do I get this number? This minus 3 plus minus 3 plus minus 4. To that side it is subtracting. So now I'm trying to come back to this side. Okay, so minus 3 plus minus 4. So it is minus 3 minus sorry, here minus 3 plus 4, to this side it is adding. Okay, so minus 3 plus 4, what is answer? It is 1, that is this one. Okay, then to get the next, how do I get this number? 1 plus 4, so it is 5. Can you see that 1 plus 4 is 5? Okay, from here how do I get this number? This minus 7 plus 4. Okay, this minus 7 plus 4, that is, what is minus 7 plus 4? Minus 3. So even though to that side, to get the next number, what we are supposed to do? 5 minus 4, 1 minus 4, 1 minus 3 minus 4, like that. Okay, but to get to this side, it is just opposite. To get this minus 3 from this number, you have to add minus 7 plus 4, that is minus 3, because it is coming from that side to the beginning. Okay, so minus 3 plus 4, that is 1, 1 plus 4, 5, like that. Okay, so similarly in this number, to get the previous number, what must I do? That minus 4187 plus 4. You understand? So what is that number? Check in your calculator. This is minus 418 plus 4. You can check in your calculator. Okay, 883. Okay, so the previous number is minus 4183. Then that here the last number is 3, so it is not divisible by 5. Again we have to find the previous number, so plus 4. So check in your calculator, what is the answer? 79. Okay, you have to check in your calculator. If you can't find mentally, 79. But that 4179 is also, I'm trying to find the previous numbers. Okay, so that one is also not divisible by 5. Again find the previous number, plus 4. So it is minus 4175. Yeah, there you go. This minus 4175 is divisible by 5. So it means that here Let me erase this. Okay, so in this sequence 5 is divisible by 5, then minus 15, then we found that the next number is minus 35, etc, 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 etc. The last number is minus 4187, but it is not divisible by 5. So now we are trying to find the previous numbers that is divisible by 5. So previous number is, after before this 4187, it is 4183. It's not divisible by 5. Before this number, it is this one, not divisible by 5. Before this number, this one, and that is divisible by 5. So it means that in this new sequence, the last number divisible by 5 is minus 4175. So this is the sequence that the numbers are divisible by 5. You understand? So we got a new sequence where the numbers are divisible by 5. You understand? Now in this sequence, what is our question? What is our question? Look at the question once more. Determine the number of terms in this sequence that will be exactly divisible by 5. So in this sequence, how many terms are, number of terms, that means you have to find how many terms in this sequence that are divisible by 5. How many terms are here? That's all. Okay, so how can you find? What type of sequence is this, our new sequence? This is a sequence, this is an arithmetic sequence. From that arithmetic sequence, we got another sequence, the numbers that are divisible by 5. Okay, so in this arithmetic sequence, in this sequence, what type of sequence is this? We have to check, is it an arithmetic, geometric, or quadratic? Okay, what is minus 15 minus 5? Minus 20. Check in your calculator. Okay, minus 35 minus 15. There also it is minus 20, minus 35 minus 15, sorry, minus 35, T3 minus T2, so it is minus 15. So it is minus 35 plus 15, that is minus 20, or you can use your calculator. Okay, so you can see that this given sequence, the sequence that we got now, is also arithmetic sequence because we are getting a common difference. You understand? Okay. So here we have to find how many terms are there. That is a question. How many terms are divisible by 5? Okay. So now how can we find that one? Like the first question, what we did, this is an arithmetic sequence. So what is the formula to find Tn? Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Exactly like what we did in the first or second question, where we apply second question, calculate how many terms are there, 2.2. Okay, we did a similar question. Okay, so Tn stands for the last term or nth term or general term. So here what is the last term? Minus 4175 is equal to a, first term, 5 plus n minus 1, that is why how many terms, that is what we want to find. Okay, d, here the common difference is, don't take it as minus 4. In this sequence, what is the common difference? Minus 20. So from here we have to find the value of n. So it means let's take this one to this side. So it is minus 4175, positive 5 on this side, negative 5 is equal to, let me write this one on in front, minus 20 into n minus 1. Okay, so here let me write this one first. Okay, so it is minus 20 into n minus 1 is equal to, what is the answer of this one? Minus 4180. Okay, check in your calculator, minus 4180. Here it is multiplication. So if I want to take this minus 20 to the other side, it is division. So remaining here it is n minus 1 is equal to minus 4180 divided by minus 20. So n minus 1 is equal to 4180 divided by 20. So it is 209. So here 209. N minus 1 is equal to 209. So what is n? You have to take this minus 1 to that side. So it is plus 1. 209 plus 1, that is 210. So how many terms are there in that sequence? 210 terms that are divisible by 5. So in this sequence there are 210 terms that are divisible by 5. Okay, so what we did there guys in that question, first we from the given sequence we find the numbers that are divisible by 5. Okay, then in that new sequence we try to find how many terms are there, because all the numbers that are divisible by 5 in this given sequence are here. Okay, then we just want to find how many terms are here. So we got 210. That means 210 terms are divisible by 5 in this sequence, the given sequence. Okay, so that is question number 2.4. Now let's move to the next question, question number 3.1. Let's move to the next question, question number 3.1. The first 4 terms of a quadratic number pattern are, so the first 4 terms of a quadratic number pattern. So here this is minus 1 x, then 3 x plus 8. So now they are saying that 4 terms are the first 4 terms of a quadratic number pattern. This is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, and this one is the fourth term. Those are the 4 terms of the quadratic number pattern. Okay, so here what is the question? Calculate the value of x. You have to find the value of x in this question. Okay, so this is a quadratic. What is quadratic number pattern means? We can find the second difference, and second differences are the same. Okay, so we can find the second difference in this question. Then we can say that second differences are the same. You have to find the value of x. Am I right? Okay, so how can you find the second difference? How can you find second term minus first term? So x minus minus 1. So it is x plus 1. So this one is x plus 1. Then third term minus first term, second term, 3 minus x. This is 3 minus x. Then this one, x plus 8 minus 3. So it is 8 minus 3 is 5. So this one is x plus 5. Okay, now we can find the second difference. How can you find? Like this. Am I right? Okay, so I'm not going to write all of that one here. I'm going to work out somewhere here to make my work easy. Okay, so now this one is 3 minus x minus x plus 1. Am I right? Okay, so expand the bracket. 3 minus x, minus into x is minus x, minus into 1 is minus 1. So minus x is minus 2x, 3 minus 1 is 2 plus 2. Okay, next one, x plus 5 minus x plus 5 minus this one, 3 minus x. Okay, expand the bracket. So it is x plus 5 minus into 3 is minus 3, minus into minus is plus x. What is x plus x? It is 2x, then 5 minus 3 is 2. So there we got a 2x plus 2. Don't forget that this is a, what type of sequence is this? Quadratic sequence. So if it is a quadratic sequence, how can you find the, what is the second difference? Second differences are the same. Am I right? Okay, if it is a quadratic sequence, the second differences are the same. So it means that the answer of this one and the answer of this one are the same thing. Okay, so my minus 2x, this is 3.1, 3.1.1. So minus 2x plus 2 is the same as equal to 2x plus 2, because in a quadratic sequence second difference are the same. So take this minus 2x to this side. Okay, all the x terms left side, all the numbers to the right side. So this minus 2x, this positive 2x on this side, it is minus 2x is equal to 2 plus 2 on the other side, it is minus 2. So this is minus 4x is equal to 2 minus 2 is 0. So here it is multiplication. So if I want to find x, this multiplication here, this minus 4 I must divide. So it is 0 divided by minus 4. So what is x? 0 by any number is 0. So it is x is equal to 0. So it means that the value of x is 0. That is question number 3.1.1. Okay. Now let's move to the next question, 3.1.2. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 3.1.2. Question number 3.1.2. What is that question? If x is equal to 0, so here you can see that the answer of the previous question, now it is given. Okay, so if x is equal to 0, determine the position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern for which the sum of the first n first differences will be greater than 250. What do you understand from that sentence? It's a tricky question, am I right? Okay, if you read that question like that, you don't understand anything. I don't understand. Maybe if you understand, it's fine. Okay, good. Determine the position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern for which the sum of the first n first differences will be greater than 250. It's a tricky sentence, you know, it's complicated. So anyway, we can split that question. Okay, so before that, what is the value of x? 0. Previous question we got the value of x as 0. So we can substitute the value of x here as 0. Here 0, here 0. So it is, our sequence is going to be minus 1, then x is 0, then 3, then 0 plus 8. 0 plus 8 is 8, etc. So this is the our sequence. Okay, then they are talking about the first for which is sum of the first difference. That means they are talking something about the first difference. So let's try to find the first difference. How can you find the first difference? Second term minus first term. 0 minus minus 1, that is 1. 3 minus 0, that is 3. 8 minus 3, that is 5. So what is the first difference? 1, 3, 5. Don't forget that this is a quadratic sequence. That is why the second difference, 3 minus 1, 2, 5 minus 3, 2. You see that? Okay, so in here we don't want the second difference. Anyway, the second difference is going to be the same, and it is going to be 2 here. 3 minus 1 is 2, 5 minus 3 is 2, like that. Okay, anyway, this is the second difference. Make sure that in your mind, what is the second difference? This one. This is the second difference. Okay, and which one is this one? This is the quadratic sequence. Okay, this one is minus 1, 0, 3, 8 is the quadratic sequence, and 1, 3, 5 is the second difference. Okay, now let's look at that question. Okay, determine the position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern. Determine the position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern. So which one is the quadratic number pattern? Which one is the quadratic number pattern? First one or second one? First one. Of course, quadratic number pattern is the first one. Okay, so you have to find the position of the etc., and somewhere here there is a quadratic number. Okay, minus 1, 0, 3, 8, etc., etc., etc. You have to find the position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern. First term doesn't mean that this one. Okay, position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern for which put a comma there. Okay, underline the word position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern. Okay, position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern. Now the condition they are giving, for which the sum of the first difference will be greater than the sum of, this is the first difference. Okay, the sum of these first n terms will be greater than 250. Okay, so this is the sequence 1 3 5 etc. That is the first difference. Okay, so we can find where the sum is, on which number the sum is 250 first. Okay, what I mean is here 1 plus 3, it is 4. 4 plus 5, 9. What is the next term here? Here the common difference is 2. So it is 1, 3, 5. What is here? Next is 7. Next 9. Next, what is this one? 11. Am I right? Okay. So 1 plus 3, 4. 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 7, 16. 16 plus 9, 25. 25 plus 11, 36. Like that. Okay. Like that, etc. etc. Where you are getting 250. Do you understand? Okay. Which term you are getting 250. So here when I add the first two terms, I am getting only 4. First 3 terms, 4 plus 5, 9. Am I right? First 4 terms, I am getting the sum as 9 plus 7, 16. First 5 terms, I am getting the sum as 24. You understand? Like that, I am going to find which term, how many terms must I add to get the sum as what? 250. Do you understand? So look at this sequence. This is an arithmetic sequence. Am I right? What is the formula to find the sum of an arithmetic sequence? Sn is equal to, what is the formula? N over 2 into, what is the formula? N by 2 into 2a plus, here we don't know what is the last term. So we have to apply the first formula, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Am I right? Okay. What is this Sn stands for? Sum of the number. Here what the sum we want? 250. Okay. So 250 is equal to, we have to find which term gives how many terms I have to add so that I will get a 250. Okay. That means we have to find the value of n. So leave n as it is, n over 2 into 2 into a first term plus n minus 1 into d. What is the common difference? 3 minus 1, it is 2. So from here 250 is equal to n over 2 into 2 plus, expand the bracket, 2n, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. So this is 2 and minus 2 cancel. So what is that one? 250 is equal to n over 2 into, only 2n left, into 2n. Okay. So here these 2 and these 2 we can cancel. Here only 2n left, that is this is multiplication. Okay. So 2 and 2 cancel. What is remaining? N into n, n square. That means n square is equal to 250. So take your calculator, try to find what is square root of 250. Square root of 250, that is 15.8. So it means that on 15.8 term, is there any term like that? No, either 15 term or 16 term. Okay, so anyway we got 15.8 term, the sum is 250. Okay, so let me write for you to understand, but when you write your exam there is no need to write it like this. For you to understand, sum is 250 when n is equal to 15.8 15.8 or not 8th, 15.8. Okay, what I wrote, sum is 250 when n is equal to 15.8. Do you understand? Okay, now look at that question, for which the sum of the first difference, this is the first difference, and sum of this n first difference will be greater than 250. So when the sum is 250, what is the value of n? 15.8. So when the sum is greater than 250, definitely it is the next term. Am I right? After 15.8th term, you know guys, here T14, I'm just giving an example. Okay, this is T14, this is T15, T16. Okay, 15.8th term means somewhere here. There the sum is 250. Do you understand? Okay, so sum is greater than 250 means which term is that? That is 16th term. Am I right? Okay, so sum is greater than 250 implies that n is equal to 16. That is not the answer. Don't think that that's the answer. Okay, sum is greater than 250 means that n is equal to 16. Okay, so it means that in this first difference, when this one is continuing like this, okay, so on the 16th term, here assume that this is the 16th term. Okay, 16, T16, or let me write it D16. Okay, on this D16, because that's a common difference, I call it as D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, etc. D16. Okay, so on the 16th term, the sum is greater than 250. Do you understand? Okay, on the 16th term, sum is greater than 250. Okay, now again look at the question. So what is the question, guys, here now? What is the question? Look at the question once more. We are not supposed to find the first difference. Okay, look at the question. Determine the position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern. Not the first difference. Okay, quadratic number pattern. Determine the position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern. So which one is the quadratic number pattern? This one. Okay, so here this term you will get. How do you get this term? Etc, etc, etc. There is a term here, comma, there is a term here. So when you subtract these two terms, you are supposed to get this term. Am I right? When you subtract those two terms, this is the 16th term. Okay, so when you subtract these two terms, you are supposed to get this term, and we know that this is the 16th term. Okay, so which term is the position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern that gives a sum greater than 250? Okay, so that means we have to find which term is this one. Okay, so which term is this one? We know that this one is the 16th term. Am I right? This one is the 16th. From here we got this one is the 16th term that gives the sum of the first difference as greater than 250. Okay, so now look at this one. How do I get this one? This first term, T2 minus T1. Second term, T3 minus T1. T3 minus T2. Third term, T4 minus, this is the first term, T1, T2, T3, T4, like that. So how do I get this first term? T2 minus T1. Second term, T3 minus T2. Third term, T4 minus T3. So to get the third term, T4 minus T3. Am I right? T4 minus. To get the second term, T3 minus T1. To get the first term, T2 minus T1. Am I right? Okay. So here, look at this one. When it is to get the third term, one more than this, T4 minus T3. Second term, one more than this two, T3 minus T1. So similarly, to get the 16th term, what must I write here? T, one more than this. That means T17 minus T16. You understand? So it means that here this is the 16th term. Okay. So it means that here it is 17 and here it is T16. Okay. So when I subtract the 17th term and 16th term, that is the 16th term here. T17 minus T16 is the 16th term here. Okay. So what is the position of the first term that gives the sum greater than 250? Here we know that sum greater than 250, what is the first term? Greater than 250. 215 is 15.8. Greater than 250 means 16th term. Okay. So 16th term is the sum greater than 250. So that 16th term, what is the position of the quadratic number pattern? Position of the 17 minus 16. That means when it is 17, the first difference is greater than, sum of the first difference is greater than 250. In the quadratic number pattern, when it is 17th term, the first difference sum is greater than 250. So what is the answer now? It implies that in the quadratic number pattern, 17th term is the position or the position of the, what is the question? Determine the position of the first term in the quadratic number pattern. Okay. So in the quadratic number pattern, 17 the term gives the sum of first difference greater than 250. So in the quadratic number pattern, 17th term gives the sum of first, 17th term gives the sum of the sum of the terms of the first difference greater than 250. Okay. Yeah, of course it's a little bit tricky question. Try to listen again and try to understand. Okay. Now let's move to the next question, question number 3.2. Okay, let's move to the next question, question number 3.2. Rectangles of width 1 centimeter are drawn from the edge of a sheet of paper that is 30 centimeter long, such that there is 1 centimeter gap between one rectangle and the next. So what is the meaning of that? The picture is shown there. Okay, so each of this one is 1 centimeter. This is 1 centimeter. This gap is also 1 centimeter. Okay, again this one is 1 centimeter. You understand? Okay, so each of that one is, the shaded one and the blank one is also 1 centimeter. Okay, and what is the total length given? It is 30 centimeter. Total length is 30 centimeter. Now, and here the width is also given. The total width is 21 centimeter. This is 30 centimeter. You understand? And each of this width is 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, like that. Okay. Okay, the length of the first rectangle is 21 centimeter and the length of each successive rectangle is 85% of the length of the previous rectangle until there are rectangles drawn along the entire length of AD. Okay, so they call this one as A, B, C and D. Okay, so here what they are saying that this first one is 21 centimeter, this black shaded one is 21 centimeter. Okay, then this one is the 85% of this 21 centimeter. Do you understand? How can you find the 85% of 21 centimeter? 21 times 85% means what? 0.85. Am I right? So 21 times 0.85. Am I right? This is the 85% of 21. Am I right? Okay. So here like this one guys, this one 85%. The length of this shaded portion is the 85% of the length of that one. So the length of that one is 21. Okay, and 85% of that 21, how can you find? 21 times 0.85. Do you understand? Okay, and that is the length of this one. Okay, now how can I find the length of this one? So check in your calculator, what is the length of that one? 21 times 0.85. So it is 17.85. That means this length is 17.85. Actually we don't want that one. Now how can you find the length of this one? It is the 85% of this 17.85. You understand? Okay, so how can I find that one? 85 per, this is the answer of this one is 17.85. okay, and the 85% of this one, so that means times 0.85. you understand? So it is times 0.85. that means 15.17. that means the length of this one is 15.17, and it is going like that up to this point A. Do you understand? Okay, and don't forget that 1 centimeter same width. Okay, so can you say if it is moving like that, how many shaded portion will be there? Don't forget that 30 centimeter is the length of this one. Okay, so 1 centimeter shaded one, 1 centimeter gap, 1 centimeter shaded, 1 centimeter gap, 1 centimeter shaded, 1 centimeter gap, like that. Okay, so how many shaded lines will be here like this? Yeah, total 30. 1 centimeter shaded, 1 centimeter gap. So it means that like that 15 shaded and 15 gap. Can you see that? So it means that there are 15 shaded portions like this. You understand? Because 1 centimeter shaded, 1 centimeter gap, 1 centimeter shaded, 1 centimeter gap, 1 centimeter shaded, 1 centimeter gap. That means half of that one is shaded and half of that one is gap. You understand? So it means that there are 15 shaded portions like this. Okay, now here you have to understand one more thing. We have to write this one as a sequence. Okay, not like 21, 17.85, 15.17, not like that. Okay, we have to understand a pattern there. Okay, so here how many term, what is the length of the first shaded one? 21. Okay, so how can I find the length of this one? That's 85%. Is it not 85? Yeah, 85% of the first one. That means 21 into 0.85. that is the length of the second shaded one. Okay, then how can I find the length of the third shaded one? It is easy to find like this, guys. Instead of multiplying this answer with the, you will get the same answer, 21.0.85. that one is our 17.85. okay, again times 0.85. so there you will get 15.17. You understand? Okay, so instead of writing like this, look at this one, 0.85 times 0.85, is it not that 0.85 square? Okay, so here this one is, next term is 21 times 0.85 square. Check in your calculator what is answer there. 21 times 0.85 square. Can you see that you are getting the same answer, 15.17. Okay, so that is the length of the third one. Now how can I find the length of the fourth one? It is not finishing here, it is continuing like this. Okay, don't forget that. Okay, so how can I find the length of the fourth one? Let me write it here. So here that is 15.17, that means 21 times 0.85 square, that is 15.17. okay, so to find the length of this one, again I have to find the 85% of this one, that means times 0.85. okay, so that is times 0.85. here the answer we are supposed to get here, it is 12.89, but instead of writing that 12.89 here, this one I know that 0.85 square times 0.85, this is 0.85 raised to 1, so 2 plus 1 3, that means 21 into 0.85 raised to 3. So next term is 21 into 0.85 raised to 3. Can you see that? Okay, so now that pattern is continuing like that. That pattern is continuing like this. So it's a pattern, 21 times 0.85, 21 times 0.85 square, 21 times 0.85 cube, etc, etc, etc. Okay, okay, now we got a pattern there. Now what is our question? What we have to find, that is what we want to check first. Okay, here drawn along the entire length of AD, each rectangle is so colored gray. Okay, calculate the length of the 10th rectangle. So when it is like this, first rectangle, second rectangle, third one, fourth one, etc, 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 what is the length of the, there are 15 rectangles, don't forget that. Okay, I told you total is 30, so half of that one is gray and half of that one is gap. Okay, so what is the length of the 10th rectangle? So how can you find that one, guys? So in effect you have to find, this is T1, this is T2, this is T3, this is T4, etc, etc. What is T10? That's what you want to find. Okay, so what type of sequence is this? Is it an arithmetic or a geometric? 21 times 0.85, 0.85 square, 0.85 cube. When the exponents is increasing like that, is a geometric sequence. Okay, so in this geometric sequence we have to find the 10th term. Am I right? Okay, so what is the formula of nth term in a geometric sequence? Tn is equal to a into r raised to n minus 1. Am I right? Okay, so we have to find the 10th term. What is the length of the 10th rectangle? Okay, so we have to find the 10th term. This is the first term, this is the second term, these are the lengths. Okay, so this is the length of the third rectangle, this is the length of the fourth rectangle. So similarly, what is the length of the 10th rectangle? So it is first term, that is 21 into common ratio. What is the common ratio here? Second term divided by first term, this one divided by first term, so 21 cancel. What is the common ratio? 0.85. okay, so 0.85 raised to 10th term, so it is 10 minus 1. Okay, so check in your calculator what is answer for that one. In your calculator you will get a 4.86. so it means that the length of the 10th rectangle, first rectangle, second rectangle, third rectangle, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, it's going like that. The length of the 10th rectangle is, what is the length of the 10th rectangle? 4.86. Do you understand? Okay. Yeah, that is question number 3.2.1. Now let's move to the next question, 3.2.2. Question number 3.2.2. What is that question? Calculate the percentage of the paper that is colored gray. You have to find the percentage of the paper that is colored gray. Wow. What percentage colored gray? That is what you want to find. Okay. So what we have to do is, first we have to find the area of the total paper. This is a rectangle, am I right? So what is the total area? 21 times 30. Length times breadth. So 30 times 21, like that. Okay. So area of total rectangle is equal to 30 times 21, length times breadth. So check in your calculator, what is answer for that one? It is 630. 630. So centimeter square. So that is the area of the total rectangle. Now what is the question? Calculate the percentage of the paper that is colored gray. You have to find the percentage of the paper that is colored gray. This colored gray, this portion, what percentage of this total paper? That is a question. Okay. So you have to add the area of this one plus this one plus this one plus this one. Total how many rectangles are there? I told you total 30 centimeter, 15 are colored gray and 15 are these gaps. Am I right? Because 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, like that. Okay. So there are 15 gray shaded portions. So you have to find the sum of all the areas of all that rectangles. You understand? Okay. So how can you find the sum of all that 15 gray shaded rectangles? So for that it is S15, sum of the first 15. Okay. So what is the formula? This is I told you this one is a geometric progression. Okay. So here what is the formula to find the area of a rectangle? It's a into 1 minus r raised to n divided by 1 minus r. Am I right? That is a sum of the first n terms of a geometric sequence. Am I right? Okay. So here let me write here Sn, the formula. Okay. Sn. Okay. So here we have to find the area of sum of the areas of these 15 rectangles. So it is S15. So S15 is equal to A. First rectangle, what is how many centimeter? 21 centimeter times 1 minus R. R is 0.85 raised to N. N is 15. We know that there are 15 rectangles. Half of that one is gap, half is rectangle. Okay. Divided by 1 minus 0.85. Check in your calculator, guys. What is answer for this one? Okay, in your calculator you will get 127.77 centimeter square. So total how many centimeter square the area? Total area of the paper 630. Out of that 630, 127.77 are rectangular areas. Some of the 15 rectangles areas. Okay. So what is the question? Look at the question. Calculate the percentage of the paper that is colored gray. So now you have to find the percentage of the paper. So how can I find the answer? So let me erase this top one. So how can I find the answer of that one? Percentage of the paper colored in gray. here therefore percentage of paper colored in gray. So here you can see that 127.77 centimeter square area is colored in gray. Okay, total how many, what is the area? 630. So how can I find the percentage of the paper colored in gray? This 127.77 divided by 630 times percentage times 100. Okay, so check in your calculator what is the answer for that one. Here 127.77 and divided by 630 times 100, so it is 20.28. so it means that 20.28 percentage is colored in gray color. Okay, that means the sum of all these 15 rectangle is 20.8 percentage, 20.28 percentage of the total paper. You understand? Okay, so that is question number 3.2.2, and that is the end of November 2016 question paper. Okay, so guys, the first few questions are fine up to 3.1.1. then that last three questions are little bit tricky. Okay, so try to understand, that's a above average question. Okay, so listen again, watch again and try to understand this one. Okay, so I hope all of you understand clearly, you followed this one. Then thank you for watching, keep on watching, practice maximum number of questions. Okay, see you on the next lesson. Bye.